ladies and gentlemen, if you don't feel like listening to us on YouTube, you can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, most of the podcast platforms. Have a good day.
Have day.
Have day.
Did you try the caviar from McDonald's?
No. Did you see if our town had it?
I did not. No.
I should have.
You should have.
You can probably still order it online.
I don't know.
Do you have the app? Are you looking that up right now? Or
Okay, enough with the fat jokes.
oh,
I don't have the McDonald's app.
You could.
you just started typing on that iPad of
Google.
yours.
Also, what's wrong with having the McDonald's app?
He's calling me fat.
I have the McDonald's app. Are you saying I'm fat?
He's calling us fat.
No, you just called me fat is what happened here.
I think we could all lose 2 pounds.
I could lose 200 pounds.
I could probably lose a lot.
I could lose like 150.
I can lose more.
I could find more. I don't want to, though.
We're going to go to Africa and hunt down some hyenas. If you don't like that, get over it because they're werewolves.
Someone in this town knew everyone's secrets, and they decided to use them.
If you were a serial killer, how, when, and where would you do it? Welcome back to another episode of Tinfoil Testament. We are three friends in a four-sided room still here. I'm accompanied with Andrew and Jeremy.
Yee, old son.
And today we got some good news. Well, over the
Somebody
weekend.
once told me the world was macaroni.
All right.
Was it Yankee Doodle? And did he put a feather in his hat when he did it?
Yeah.
On a real note,
That Yankee.
thank you for the support. I don't know where it came from, but it came from you guys, whoever is out there listening. And
We went from 35 subs to over 100, so...
yeah, 115 we last checked. So thank you for that.
But I have to say, don't just subscribe. Actually listen, please. We can have 115 subscribers. It doesn't really mean much if we have
This is true.
2 views on a video.
This is true.
A few of you are doing a good job. Y'all keep it up.
Yeah.
But the rest, what are y'all doing? Who subscribes and never watches what they subscribe to? All right?
Me. Dude, I've got so many of those.
I'm literally probably subscribed to minimum 150 people.
Really?
I've recently unsubscribed from people because I'm like, I've been subscribed to you for like 2 years and I haven't watched a video in 2 years.
No, I've had this YouTube account since like 9th grade or
Before
older.
YouTube ads?
Yeah, and I just subscribe to a ton of people, and I don't even watch subscribe. I just mostly watch suggested now.
Really?
Yeah,
You're a feed boy.
I
am.
mostly just watch Age of Empires 2 right now. T90's Titan League's going on right now. It's week 2. Viper played Dark today and won 3-0.
Do they
Don't
have
know
different game
what that
modes in that?
means.
Or is it the same game mode?
Depends on what you... There is different game modes, but then it's also more complicated than that even.
Okay.
But also the game modes are not like different. Like the
Yeah.
core way you play is the same, but you have some stuff where it's like you win by conquering, you win by they have a king, and if you kill their king, you win. You have a king of the hill where if they own the hills for a certain amount of time, you
I
win.
sell propane and propane accessories.
So there's like that, but the core style of the game is always the same.
Okay. Well, either way, in any way, and anyhow, thank you for the support.
When we get to having memberships, we will.
Yeah, and hopefully one day you'll get to hear Andrew get his head shaved on here.
New,
Because you won't see it.
new.
Unless we have video by then.
Yeah.
I know I have a receding hairline, but I'm not prepared to shave just yet.
You've been saying that for years.
I know, but I've
Okay.
been saying as a caveat, if it gets any thinner, and I don't think it's gotten
Well,
thinner.
I've been saying it as a caviar.
Which will happen first? He shaves his head or John comes and visits?
John, if you're out there listening, you need to get over here. Stop promising and get over here. Making Jeremy mad.
Shame.
I need you on my podcast.
Need. Wow. Me and Andrew aren't needed.
Nobody.
We're just fill-ins until John can get here. Pretty
Oh.
much.
It takes 2 people to fill his shoes.
Whoa. Just picture 2 grown men standing in one shoe each.
Yep.
All right.
Nobody could walk Target like him.
Nope. Shout out Uppercut Throw Punch.
Yeah. If y'all want to watch something that we've made like 15 years ago, Uppercut Throw Punch, look it up.
That's where it's at.
I am in none of the videos that I'm thankful.
But you edited some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
I can't believe you did. That's crazy.
Don't you ever
Coming
say
in
that.
2026, the return of the Balma.
Oh.
All right, are we ready to jump into our topics, or do y'all got something y'all want to talk
No,
about?
let's jump in. Andrew's got to go to bed. He has got to be at work early. Actually, what time do you wake up?
I wake up at 3:45.
See comments
That's why
down
we gotta
below.
go.
Comment if you're a true listener. Andrew just quit your job, and if there are enough, comments, he'll quit his job.
Look, I got faith in God, not these people on YouTube.
Oh, okay. How many of those type of comments would it take for you to quit your job?
1 like and he'll quit his job. Likes.
At this point, yes.
How many likes for Andrew to quit his job?
Well,
10.
10.
Whoa, you heard it here first. We're going to get 9.
Yeah, probably. We'll probably get like 1.
Maybe.
And it's going to be from Jeremy.
Yep.
Well,
All right, Andrew, what's your topic?
that's a great transition.
Well,
Welp.
well,
Bessie, what you got?
well. Merlin.
CP30.
I don't know what that is from.
Dude.
He made it up.
I'm
No.
starting to think that.
No, it's a video that's got millions of views. I've got to show it to you.
It's the best video. They all say it.
It's the best video. Okay, well, by
Popular
high,
demand.
yes, that's what I was trying to say.
By high.
by high demand, I was going to say. By popular demand, from both Jeremy and Vandy, of them nagging me,
Shave
wanting
your
to
head.
do another cryptid on the podcast.
I mentioned it once.
Yes,
Dude, your future wife's going to be in for a
who
hard
said
time.
I'm going to get a wife?
Well, that's your only option.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Paul wrote.
Your dad ain't
It is
letting
better. It is better for a man to be alone, but if he can't keep himself from sinning, then marry. So far, I've done pretty good.
So you have no sin.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I'm saying I got to get a wife.
Oh man. No. Okay. All right. Enough of the tangent.
All right. Sorry about that.
Enough
Back
of
to
the
our
tangent.
regularly scheduled programming.
So we're going to Africa.
Wafrica, as they say,
Why Africa?
if you're Waluigi.
Well, there's more than just werewolves out there. There's also
Well, you can't just skim over like there's werewolves, but there's more than werewolves.
there's more
First of
than
all-
werewolves.
First of all, when I think Africa, I don't even think werewolves.
Yeah,
So
I know, and this is their werewolf, right?
Okay.
It's called the Boltungan. The Boltungan.
Is it? Okay. Never mind. Keep going.
Bultungin. The Boltungan. And it is a shape-shifting hyena. Some people, some cultures, like in Ethiopia, they believe that it's a hyena that can transform into a human.
So sort of like a skinwalker.
Yeah, kind of. But
Oh, these look weird.
yeah, this one's kind of not super popular. because there's not a whole lot of firsthand accounts of the Boltang,
Yeah.
the Boltungan. Sorry, there's not a whole lot of firsthand accounts of the Boltungan. Like, there's no videos online that claim that they're recording it or nothing like that. They're also known as the Werehyenas, but I like to call them the Boltungan better. It sounds better compared to Werehyena. That sounds stupid.
Werehyenas.
Werehyenas. Werehyenas? Where are you? I hate to laugh at. Anyway, so the folklore behind it is it's a creature which can shapeshift into a hyena. That's the majority of the folklore within West Africa, but in Ethiopia, it's a hyena that can shapeshift into a human. Kind of different, but the creature has origins across countless African cultures. It is also present in tales on the Arabian Peninsula also. Unlike werewolves and other saffrotage or whatever.
Suffering Thauerkath.
Therianthropes. Yeah, therianthropes, which are usually portrayed as being originally human. Some Werehyena lore tells of how they can also be hyenas and disguised as humans. So a big tale of if it is a Werehyena as a human, the majority of the cultures, the human side of things is usually a blacksmith that can transform into a hyena.
Yeah.
But more likely it's a witch doctor. But the witch doctor has multiple roles, and apparently one of those roles is a blacksmith.
Makes sense.
Right. But you can see their eyes. Their eyes have a little bit of a red tinge to them. They're hairier than the average man. And there was a third thing that I can't quite remember.
We got some of those around here.
But supposedly they can transform at will. Also, like, they don't have to wait for a full moon to transform.
So they're better than ours.
Yeah, so they'll just transform every night, every other night, go on a rampage and kill folks and eat them. But they're also known to dig up graves, to dig up corpses.
Why?
That way they can eat. They'll just dig up dead bodies. So the nickname of them was also called the grave digger. Grave digger. I said it right both times. Don't be laughing at me.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
A lot of times too, they can call your name out at night. They'll call your name out to lure you outside of their house, outside of your house. And once you're outside of your house looking around saying who said that, then boom, you're dead. You're dead, son. So
why is it always with the names and stuff? Like, that's like the number one horror scare movie, whatever you want to call it.
So it's like someone just calls out your name?
Yeah. It's like, nope, not going out there.
Because it's creepy, that's why.
Good luck with my real name.
So in
True. Vandy.
So in Angola and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, I hate saying that name of a country
Just saying
because
Congo.
it's such a long name.
Just say the Congo.
I know.
The
Whatever.
Congo.
The Congo. The Kimbundu and Bakongo peoples.
Back on go.
Bakongo peoples believe that werehyenas can exist as spirits of the dead or depictive of evil spirits. Those that exist as evil spirits are called kishi, or spirits with two faces. And one account of a Kishi is that a Werehyena-like being that first appears as an attractive man. Ooh.
It ain't me.
Which allows him to lure away unsuspecting women with his charm. Once alone, he turns around to reveal a hyena face on the back of his head and devours the woman.
What?
Yeah, so I guess the guy's walking backwards the whole time, and then
Yeah, like you can't be. Don't be behind that guy who gives it away.
Yeah, just walk the other way.
Why can't I stand behind you? You trust me.
So members of the Kore cult of the Bambara people in Mali become hyenas by imitating the animal's behavior through masks and role play. These are advocate.
He's turning into a werewolf.
A werewolf. So these are evocative, EVO.
Yeah, evocative.
Evocative of hyenas' revealed habits and may also be used to evoke fear among the participants, leading them to avoid such habits and traits in their own lives. So in Ethiopia, it is traditionally believed that every blacksmith whose trade is hereditary is really a wizard or a witch with the power to change into a hyena.
So if your dad is just the blacksmith and you decide to do it too, all of a sudden you're a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harriet.
You're a wizard.
You're a hyena.
I gotta go.
Pretty much. I mean, what a trope to be known as, huh? I mean, if you're the blacksmith of the town, boom, you're
Wizard.
automatically a wizard. And you're going to get... It's like, why even become a blacksmith at that point
If
then?
everyone's gonna think you're a hyena.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you want,
As soon as somebody dies in the town, they're going to kill you because you're the hyena.
and now they have no blacksmith.
Well,
Or the-
another one always shows up.
Boltongan.
So why wouldn't they just start killing every blacksmith?
They
Well,
do.
It's like our...
We're gonna wait till something bad happens, and then we got you.
It's like the Salem witch trials for us. I mean, we pretty much killed every woman over there. I say we, but I'm not no northerner.
I say we, but we all know it was just me.
Whoa.
I thought that.
So these blacksmiths, Werehyenas, are believed to rob graves at midnight and are referred to as Bouda. I'm assuming that's how that's
Bouda.
pronounced. Bouda.
It's
Bouda.
Bouda.
That's stupid.
You're
Bouda.
stupid.
Whoa.
They are viewed with suspicious. They are viewed with suspicion. Yeah, by most countrymen. Belief in the Bouda is also present in Sudan and Tanzania, and as well as Morocco, where some Berbers regard them as a man or woman who nightly turns into a hyena and resumes human shape at dawn. Many Ethiopian Christians characterize Ethiopian Jews as being Bouda, accusing them of unearthing Christian corpses and consuming them. Wow. Okay.
That's a new one.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Now they're werewolves or werehyenas too.
So the commonality of blacksmithing as a traditional profession for Jewish men in Ethiopia may be a reason for the connection between the two beliefs.
No, not again.
Cue the music. That's a stupid belief. Whatever. So it goes on to a bunch of other stuff. But I bring this up because I also sent Vandy a video about a week or two ago
Oh, yeah.
of a bird flying around in the sky in a African village. It doesn't say where, but it hits a power line and then it falls down. And as it falls, it shapeshifts back into a human.
This one looked really, really good.
Like
Real.
I watched it many times, and
It's AI.
Could be.
It could be. It doesn't say when it was published or uploaded or anything like that. It doesn't have a
The
timestamp.
video wasn't all grainy. It actually looked decent.
It was from a cell phone it was like an iPhone 5 or something type quality. I don't know. I'll put it in the Discord actually and send it to you and see what you think about it, because I watched it, like I said, I watched it several times, but I have also heard from Ninjas and Butterflies that they have heard of people seeing medicine men shapeshift into certain animals. Like one that they described was a medicine man that was walking into the woods, that as he was walking, it shapeshifted into a snake, a big anaconda, and went into the rainforest or whatever it was, if it was in the Congo or whatever. But
Do you think that's real, though?
are you talking about the shape-shifting aspect of things?
I know that they have witch doctors and all that.
Post isn't available.
Really?
I'm watching it right now.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's a video, not a post.
Well, I've got missionary friends in Benin, and I almost messaged them to see if they had heard of any kind of shape-shifting rituals back then.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, over there. Not back then. Or not. But at the same time, I mean, their service is really spotty. They don't have the right phone number at the time, and they only post things on Instagram every so often. But I've heard of this before in several different accounts, and every time you hear of shape-shifting being real, it's usually in like Haiti or somewhere in Africa where they practice voodoo.
So, outside of the video, do you think shapeshifting is real?
I've thought about this, and I've thought about the biblical reasoning of why it would be real or how it could be real. And the only thing that I can think of is, number one, Aaron's staff. But that was a staff. That wasn't an actual person. Number two is that maybe, possibly, theoretically, maybe it could be a fallen angel. And I say that with high speculation because of whenever Lot was being evacuated by the city, God sent 3 angels as men.
Yeah.
And the entire town saw them, and the angels were very beautiful, and the men of the city wanted to know them, wanted to lay with them. And but they were physical beings at the time, these angels. So maybe, possibly, it could be a spirit, a demon of some kind, because in a lot of areas in Africa, they practice voodoo and they practice witchcraft very strongly. So where there's that kind of atmosphere, maybe they could physically manifest.
Well, I was just looking it up. The Bible does say that the devil does disguise himself as an angel of light.
Right.
So
that's why Paul says don't worship any angel that comes before you.
So I don't know about shape-shifting, but I guess in a sense shape-shifting, but it's more of a disguise. They're not actually becoming the thing.
Yeah. I say that with high speculation.
Yeah.
Again. But with all of that being said, do I think it actually exists?
I do.
I'm still skeptical. And I'm probably about a 5% chance yes.
The only reason why I say I'm convinced that it's yes is because in the Bible it says that whatsoever a man puts his mind to do, he will be able to do it.
Yeah.
That being said, I know that you can probably make deals with the devil. It's a joke, but
Well, yeah, I mean, you hear about
you
musicians
can.
saying that all the time.
I think that you can for certain power, and we all know, the Antichrist is going to come back. He's going to be able to do some crazy things,
Right. People are going to believe that he is Christ because he can
Yeah.
do miracles.
and
Doesn't it say that he will call fire down from heaven too?
yeah, it does. And back when Moses shows up to Pharaoh, also in the Bible, he throws down his rod or Aaron's rod and it turns into a snake.
Yeah.
And they also did the same thing. The only difference was Aaron's rod or that snake ate theirs.
There's another story that comes to mind too of a Seminole, a Native American Seminole chief down in Florida. But this chief, he wasn't a Native American. He was a African that got brought over here through the slave trade, and he escaped and went down to the Seminole tribe down in Florida. Well, there's a folklore around him that whenever they were pushed in a corner by U.S. soldiers, because there's a thing called the Seminole Wars. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Yeah.
The U.S. military, they were trying to get the Seminoles to go to Oklahoma, get them out. And there was a group that said, no, we're not going to. Anyway, they were backed in the corner. Supposedly this chief that was from Africa said, okay, well, they're not going to do this. And they started to begin a ritual. He guided them in a ritual that they did over in Africa. And he said, I will turn into a crocodile or here an alligator. And they did a ritual and he turned into a crocodile. And he roared. When he did a roar, and it caused all the alligators in the swamp to come to him. And then he slid into the water, and he was the king of the alligators at that point, basically.
Wow.
And the rumor is that he still walks the earth, and every now and then he'll transform back into a human and walk around, and then transform back into an alligator. That's the lore behind it. There's all kinds of lore around shapeshifters in Africa when it comes to that. So can they? I don't know.
I
don't
think
know.
so.
Maybe they would just like what was King Nebuchadnezzar?
Yeah.
That God transformed him into like a beast, where
Yeah.
his fingernails became long.
That's another one, yeah.
Some people think that he actually turned into a beast, and others think that he just lost his mind.
He didn't. There actually is a disease that fits the description of what happened to him perfectly.
Really?
I forget the name of it, but it's like after I heard about this disease existing, I'm like, this is what happened.
Mm.
That's what I can't remember what it's called. But
It's not rabies.
No, it's not rabies.
That makes sense. I mean, God uses natural things all the time for his miracles.
But okay, do you think the concept, like if they exist, if shapeshifting is real in these other places, do you believe in the concept of depending on the region and their beliefs, that's what different things happen?
Yes, because specifically Jesus could not do miracles where the belief was not at.
Yeah. Here's another thing that I've also been seeing videos of this week too, because you know how your algorithm.
Yeah.
So with my research of trying to find witch doctors and all that, shapeshifters, videos were coming up of I don't know where it is in Africa. I don't know what tribe, but I was seeing videos on Instagram of where they would do a ritual. It's a big gathering. It looks like a festival or celebration of some kind. There's people all around in a circle, lots of people, hundreds of people, and there's a few men in the center. Well, they have a cone with a bunch of fibers around it, a bunch of plant fibers or something like that, or fabric.
Yeah.
That makes it look like
It's almost like a Christmas tree, but
a Christmas tree, yeah, a mop or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's multicolored, and it's got it's hollow inside its cone,
right.
and then they have a doll. They literally have a little doll that's made out of something, and they're chanting this stuff, and they're either drinking, it's either water or something else, alcohol, whatever, but it's in a plastic water bottle. And then they spit it on this little black doll. And then they put that over top of the doll. And you can clearly see inside of it, it's completely empty. There's nothing in there. They put it over top of the doll and they start shaking it. And they put their ear to it. And I don't know if they're saying something or chanting something, whatever. But then they start shaking it and they stop and wait. And then they shake it again, stop and wait. And when they wait, this whole cone starts shaking. And then it'll completely stand up and start dancing and walking around. And then to prove a point, they knock it off in the middle of it dancing, and it's a doll just standing right there. Pretty weird. So, they do witchcraft like that all the time in Africa. Like, if you talk to missionaries or hear missionary stories, I mean, that's the main thing that they got to battle all the time is witchcraft. So, they got to battle demonic entities, and it's wild over there in Africa when it comes to that. So, shape-shifting, like I said, maybe I'm about 5% yes, but 5% is still a high percentage that it's real.
I'm going to listen to this in reverse and see what you really think.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, waste your time.
Because I don't think.
Yeah, because I don't think. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's my...
Do you think it could happen here?
Here in
Not here in our town, but like the U.S.
No, I don't.
Why?
Same reason why Gabriel fought the Prince of
Persia.
Because, I mean, there's different entities, different beings, different angels, different demons that are over certain nations. And I don't think that there's a entity, a demon or angel, whatever, that would allow that to happen in the U.S. Because we don't create that kind of atmosphere here.
Well, I mean,
Broadly speaking, as a nation.
Let's say we did suddenly, somehow.
As if we just started doing witchcraft and voodoo and all that, sure. I mean, I don't see why not. If they can produce those kinds of results with that little doll, and we started doing it here, sure. I don't see why not. Not only that, but I mean,
and realistically, I think the most common, witchcraft, but thing in that ballpark that's pretty widely done across our country is the astrology garbage.
Yeah, the palm reading, the astrology.
Because you think it's a lot of people who don't know, who just hear the funny stuff, think, oh, it's jokes, but no, people genuinely believe that.
yeah, people do,
Yeah.
and they believe in the tarot cards too.
They make actions based on what their sign says for the day, and not just minor things, but like life altering.
There's also numerology, something like that.
Yeah.
Where people base the big decisions in their lives on numbers.
There was
on days and dates and numbers and all that.
I heard a few years ago of a story. I can't verify that it's true, so I'll just say that it may not be true, but I think it is. That a woman didn't have a kid, if you know what I mean, because the due date had the kid having a sign that's not compatible with hers. And so she just went by herself, didn't tell her husband, and afterwards said, I couldn't because our signs wouldn't have been compatible.
Yeah. That's,
Wow.
I believe it, man. People,
Like that's how seriously it's taken. So,
well, at the same time, I mean, that action, abortion, that action is
well, I was
so.
trying not to say it.
Oh, well.
Oh, no, I was trying to say it's because of YouTube flagging things. It's not because I want to censor the topic, but
We only got 100 subscribers anyway.
yeah, now we're going to lose them all.
Oh no.
But anyway, that action, it's so numbing in our nation. It's people are blind to it. People are numb to it. They don't really care anymore. And it's all about a me culture here in the U.S. It's all about a consumption culture, what we can get out, what we can do. And millennials and Gen Z are very much like that.
We call them Zoomers.
Zoomers, yeah.
Zoom.
We're very much like that. I mean, it's a very me type of culture to a point. I think Gen Z's gotten better than millennials. y'all are terrible.
No,
But-
y'all are pretty bad.
Well, some people are, like every generation. But
No, millennials are ridiculously selfish.
What came before boomers?
Agreed.
well, it was Gen X, Boomers, silent or greatest. I
The-
think silent.
Silent, and then, the greatest.
Yeah, whatever the greatest was, y'all had Hitler. No, you're not the greatest. Sorry.
No, it was the silent generation.
Or was
that had
it?
Hitler?
Was
Yeah,
it?
the
Okay.
great generation was World War One.
Now y'all had World War One.
Or was right after World War One or whatever. It was like great.
No,
Yeah.
I think that the end goal is what the Western society has become, where it's all about me. Because at that point, you have a bunch of people who just don't believe in the spiritual, the good or the bad side of it, and that's been the devil's thing the whole time, because he's literally telling. Well, let me preface this: the me type of society, you're just treating yourself as God.
Well, that's
And-
what Satanism is. The religion of Satanism is worshiping yourself.
Well, yeah, exactly. And
Oh.
what did he do with Adam and Eve in the beginning? He said, "Yeah, you're going to be like him. You
Yeah.
just make it
You're
all
gonna,
about you."
You're going to have the knowledge of God,
Yeah, exactly.
because the knowledge of God is knowing what's right and wrong.
We
So-
got way off topic.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I mean, his Werehyenas, I think the legends also, it's all about the witchcraft or surrounding it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was trying to pivot towards, rather than just the cryptid itself, because the cryptid itself, it goes along with all the other shape-shifting beings. I mean, sure, we might have like skinwalkers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Skinwalkers is the equivalent of shapeshifters in Africa for us. Oh, well, yeah.
Sure.
So I've got to take back what I said about I don't believe that it would be
Here,
in the U.S. because the skinwalkers.
Well, there's other things out there that don't even necessarily aren't a quote unquote spiritual thing. Like recently, I just saw it on Instagram, but like one of the first people to come over and find chameleons changing, he thought they were little demons because
Makes sense.
because they were changing color.
What would
Right.
you have thought of an octopus then?
So what did he do? He started killing them.
Nice.
And they're just living their life.
And they can't escape
But,
either. They're
yeah.
just sitting there.
Yeah, they're slow.
That's
they're
what
just,
they get.
all
Yeah.
because this guy's like, it's a demon, kill it.
No, I've heard of stories of people that lived near the reservations down there in the
Yeah.
southeast or southwest. And a lot of those people truly believe that skinwalkers are real.
Yeah. For lack of a better term, I think that you can have areas here physically that are so saturated with spiritual, for lack of a better term, energy,
Mm-hmm.
that you can have. It's easier to encounter things. I think that's why people
all
come to
depends.
churches more for different things. Whether that's right, wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that's also why people like Paul and Jesus stressed it so heavily that you should have your own prayer life at home.
Yeah.
Like make yourself a place that God is used to coming into.
It all depends on the atmosphere that you're
Right.
creating as a home,
Exactly.
as a neighborhood,
Yeah.
as a town. I mean, it keeps on going.
Yeah.
As a country.
I think that's why God in the beginning created the garden, because it was the place he wanted to come and visit.
Yeah. And
So
the
what
garden,
you're saying is everybody make your own gardens if you want to get closer to God.
Pretty much.
But no onions, please.
Ooh,
we should
fighting words.
talk about what mountains are, as far as like
They're giant
what they
rocks.
represent what they represent within the Bible.
Like Mount Sinai and stuff.
Yeah, because the
Do you
Garden
mean-
of Eden, everything started on a mountain. The Garden of Eden was on a mountain.
You think so?
Yeah. So that's, I mean, with everything that we were talking about, I'm done.
So
That's
with
all
it-
I have to say.
So with everything we were talking about, I'm done.
Boom, boom,
He's done.
just like that. Boom.
I'm done.
No more.
Werehyenas are real.
Nah,
Werebirds.
I believe in them as much as I believe in werewolves.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, which is like 0.
Jacob is real.
Jacob. No, that's where Bigfoot comes from.
I think at some point,
No,
Like-
Jacob is from Twilight.
Oh, I thought you meant like Jacob and Esau.
No, I meant
Which
Twilight.
Esau would be. Esau was the one that was.
Yes, I was like, I knew you somehow thought I was talking about Jacob, but I was like, no, I'm talking about Twilight.
Yeah. Well, I only watched like half of the first movie when I was a kid. So
Wow.
that's all I know.
you missed out.
What were you saying, Vandy?
You missed out.
No, you said something before we started talking.
I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
Roll back the tapes. Let's find out.
No, please don't. You'll find out what I'm really saying.
so with all that being said, I'm done.
He is done.
Do y'all have any other questions that I might be able to answer?
No, I just wanted to, since we were on the tangent of that, just be like, do you think we could? But like you said, then there's the skinwalkers, which is
Yeah. And I have to completely retract what I said that I don't believe that it would happen.
But
in the US.
skinwalkers are
Yeah.
in regions that are more in touch with old native beliefs too. So
Yeah.
it ties it back to,
Yep.
like you said, it depends on the regional.
Which, to be able to kill a skinwalker, we might have to talk about this later on. You want to talk about that later on?
Up to
I
you,
don't know another
boss.
episode. Well, we're already on it. I'll just talk about it for 2 seconds, and then we'll go into Jeremy's topic after this. To kill a skinwalker, you have to know their name,
Yes.
and a lot of the times they will
I could be a good skinwalker then.
for them to haunt somebody, like traumatize them and keep coming to their house over and over again. They have to leave something of theirs there at the house.
Really?
Yeah, either
you leave something of yours at their house.
no, they
The skinwalker has to do
Oh,
something
okay,
behind
okay.
it. It's basically
Yeah.
like it's in to get in.
yeah.
Dude.
And so I heard of one story one time of one actually coming into their house, and they could hear
yeah.
the hoof steps on their wood floors walking in there. And so he told somebody that he knew. This is a very brief overview of this. And they said that you have to search your house high and low to be able to find this thing, that it's usually something of theirs that they put a spell on
Okay.
and wrap it with hair or something like that. I can't exactly
Yeah.
remember. Well, the guy found it underneath his house in the crawl space. So it wasn't even like where you would think to look, but it was underneath his crawl space in a corner.
Wow.
And
What was it?
I think it was, I could be completely wrong. Again, I'm fuzzy on the details, but I think it was a rabbit's foot wrapped in something. with a twine or something around it. And so he found it, and he discarded of it in some way. I think he
Burnt it up.
I can't remember.
That's what I said. Burn it.
But I mean, he discarded it, and once he discarded it, the entity stopped coming to his house, because at one point it was circling the house for a long time, and then eventually it was able to come inside.
Was this something where he was at a cabin?
No.
Okay.
I think it was just his actual house. It was down there in like Arizona or New Mexico or something.
This is very, very like similar to. This is completely just a story that if somebody said was real, and I listened to it. But he was talking about how he had a cabin somewhere in the Rockies or someplace out west, but it belonged to his uncle. His uncle was an old preacher who had apparently cast out a demon a long time ago from somebody. And he left him his cabin. He goes up there, and he said for 3 weeks he got enough food. Like, he was a hunter, did all that. He got his own food. He went up to go hunt. And for 3 weeks he was in this cabin, and he said it was like he was in a dream state where in the moment he knew what he was doing, like fully aware, but after it was all over, you know how dreams are. You have like glimpses.
Yeah,
and
he
stuff.
couldn't fully remember.
But what he took away from it was he remembers every single night somebody was out, and this is like where nobody's at. Somebody was outside the cabin constantly knocking and was saying his name and stuff like that in a place that nobody should know who he is. And he said it was the weirdest thing because in the main bedroom, there was no windows, but he would hear somebody knocking right where the bed was, like on the wall. Weirdest stuff ever.
Yeah. And you hear that in Appalachian folklore too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, if you ever hear your name called in the woods,
do not.
You run if you can.
Yeah.
If you're in a house and you hear your name called, do not go outside.
Yeah.
If you hear knocking, which some people think that knocking, Bigfoot does that a lot too.
You think?
Is that they go around and knock on, because there's been several accounts too of Bigfoots doing that. And so
well, I think that stuff is very spiritual, and that's really real.
100%. I believe in just about anything that's spiritual. Yeah. I mean, because
now I remember what I was going to say. I think that, you know how an urban legend starts,
right?
Somebody sees something, whatever. I think that is a very spiritual moment right there, that possibly they're seeing something. And like, who comes up with the first skinwalker idea? I think that's a spiritual thing where either they're worshiping their god or voodoo or whatever, and they can put those images into their mind.
Again, like I've said several times on this podcast, if you are looking for something spiritual, you will get something spiritual.
Oh, yeah. And even if you don't know that you're looking for the spiritual, which this world has dumbed down everything to the point where people don't even realize that they are looking at something spiritual.
The gods of the Old Testament, gods, little g, were real. They were worshiping something, and they were getting power from something.
Baal and all those people.
Yeah.
And those, they didn't just go away.
No.
Right. They're still...
Because they were demons that they were worshiping.
Yeah.
And what are we? We are made a little lower than the angels.
Right.
So they are more powerful than us in a lot of ways. And they are able to do miracles just like in Egypt.
Yeah.
They were able to mimic and recreate the same things that Moses and Aaron were doing.
Yeah.
They have power. They do.
And that's where the shape-shifting, I think, is real, because the devil literally came to Eve as a serpent.
Yeah. That's why I say 5% as far as, if it's a demonic entity doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Now, a human doing that, I have big doubts of it.
Possibly. I think it's possible, but I think it's very.
I think it's like
You'd have to do some stuff.
1 in 5 billion of that happening, you know.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, didn't mean to ramble on that topic.
good
too
old
much,
skinwalkers, man.
but
Good old skinwalkers.
I know Jeremy's got some stuff for us. So
Yeah.
without further ado,
Boom.
shakalaka.
Transition.
And don't you ever say I did.
All right. So we're going to
Yeah.
take a trip from Africa,
We've been on that topic long enough.
and we're going to mosey on over to Ohio.
Africa, Ohio.
Get all Ohio.
Y'all ever heard of Ohio?
By the way,
You mean Iowa, right?
we're up to 117.
Nice.
To the
We're
mo-
just gonna have a live marathon or whatever they call it.
I need to get one of those little things.
Telethon.
The counter.
Yeah, that hooks to the internet and just counts for us.
Yeah.
Throw it up there if you had it.
So from Skinwalkers to Ohio.
Yeah, Circleville, Ohio to be
Ohio.
exact. We're also going to travel back in time to 1977.
Oof. Good year.
Every year.
Not for Circleville.
Not for them.
For Circleville, it started a chain of things that lasted like 7 or 8 years.
Mothman?
No.
Ah.
So you guys don't know about the Circleville Letters from what it sounds like.
Are you talking about letters as in mail?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes. Okay.
Did it have cyanide inside them?
No.
Okay.
Anthrax.
Anthrax, yeah, that's what I was
So Circleville is a small town, 13,000-ish people.
Our town.
yeah, we got
Kinda.
about 14.
So maybe.
Maybe.
It's close to Columbus, Ohio. That's important to know.
Every time you say Ohio, I just want to puke.
Good.
Armpit of the U.S.
The superintendent of Westfall Schools, Gordon Massey, goes to work on March 3rd, 1977, just like
man.
every single day.
Good man.
And on his desk, there's a letter waiting for him. The letter is written in giant, handwritten, blocky letters
Like
with no return address.
the ransom note type?
Yes.
Okay.
It says, "Dear sir, according to my GF, you have asked her out many times and have asked out other female bus drivers too."
I know this now.
You do know this story?
I don't know
haven't heard it.
I've heard the beginning. I've never heard the end. So continue, my friend.
Okay. "Dear sir, according to my GF, you have asked her to go out many times and have asked other female bus drivers too. This must stop at once for the good of the school and families. If they are not stopped, I will be forced to write to the school board, and I would hate to do that. The prey on another man's girl is untouchable. I suggest you find yourself a pimple-faced blankety blank
Woo.
and
Blankety blank.
start up with her and leave my girls alone."
Girls?
Whoa.
I was going to say something stupid, but when you said girls, I was like,
Find yourself
hold up.
a
Also, what I was going to say, which was stupid, was if you're not married, she ain't yours.
wow.
It's free game.
Wow.
Well, if you're dating,
Yeah. Well, you know.
Dating tactics by Andrew.
if you're dating, you still don't want someone.
The guy has a right to get angry. Absolutely.
You still shouldn't be hitting on someone's girlfriend. If
You don't know,
Yeah.
More-
don't do it in front of the guy.
more
more
importantly,
importantly, if you are the superintendent of a school, you shouldn't be hitting on any of the bus drivers because
Yeah.
it's kind of like they work for you. with
Yes. I do agree.
you. So there's problems.
and who's hitting on bus drivers?
Yeah. Plus, they're bus.
If y'all are bus
What's
drivers,
wrong?
there's nothing wrong with that. But
Bus drivers aren't truck drivers. Let me tell you.
that's
that.
true.
So,
Yeah, I'm stereotyping.
Okay.
You're right.
So he gets that letter. The same day, members of the school board get letters too that accuse him of approaching bus drivers, carrying on affairs, and abusing his position, and said they had to get rid of this guy.
So he was basically being accused of being a gigolo.
with the bus drivers.
Yeah, just
with the bus drivers. Yes.
From several people.
Yeah, the thing about bus
This is
drivers.
the same person sending the same letters.
Okay.
It's the same person.
Okay.
Massey denies everything. They can't find any proof, so they don't do anything about it.
They interviewed the bus drivers.
I think that they didn't even take it seriously. I think they're just like, whatever. I think they mostly just, they may have done a little bit, but it was not taken seriously at all. Okay, so a couple weeks go by, and the vice principal gets a letter, and it says, talk to Gordon Massey about his affairs. And it mentions an employee number, 62917.
So somebody had knowledge.
So it basically says this is someone specific that he's, but instead of giving the name, they gave the employee number.
Okay, so that like tells that there's somebody on the inside.
yeah, like they've got information.
So they look up who it is, and the employee number belongs to a bus driver named Mary Gillespie.
Oh, Mary, come on.
Now, I don't think Mary is who the letter was initially talking about, the first letter. It is written by the same person as far as we know, because it's the same bulky letter, same everything about it's the same. But I don't think it's talking about the same person in the first letter who says my GF. Because Mary
My grandfather.
Mary is married and has 2 kids.
Ooh, busted. She got busted.
adultery.
See,
when you're married, that's when it's
a real problem.
Then Andrew will back off.
You ain't got to do it now.
But they still don't do anything.
Okay.
I mean, even if the guy is having an affair, that's his personal life.
Well, at that point,
she's a bus driver. He's the superintendent, so it's still.
At that point, if I was over the school board, I'd be like, "Hey, sheriff, just to let you know, this is happening. Kind of odd."
Oh no, it gets hotter.
Hotter.
Not the animal.
I thought you said hotter.
That's the two.
I heard.
Oh,
I said
boy.
otter.
I know what you say. Okay.
Did you hear hotter too?
No, I heard otter.
So you heard what I thought.
Yes.
You heard what I thought.
No.
I said.
No, otter as queer, as weird, as but
I heard myself say otter like the animal.
no,
He heard hotter.
Yeah,
I thought you were just one of those people
None of
that
us are on the same.
didn't pronounce the H in words.
No, I would not say the situation is hot.
I mean,
bow, bow,
No.
Seinfeld
So,
baseline.
Okay. Anyway, so they realize this is Mary. They don't do anything still. Mary goes one day to her mail, and there's a letter addressed to her.
Oh.
Same blocky letters, same
Busted.
style, probably the same person.
But was the affair true?
That's for you to decide.
Oh, so we're getting there.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorta.
continue.
Sorry.
Shut up. Let the man talk.
So
Yes,
she
sir.
gets a letter. It says, "Stay away from Massey. Don't lie when questioned about knowing him. I know where you live and have been observing your house, and I know you have children. This is no joke. Take it serious. Everyone concerned has been notified, and everything will be over soon."
The neighborhood HOA, Karen.
And so she does what an ordinary person would do. Someone who has this happen to her. She doesn't tell anyone about it and just ignores it and hopes it goes away.
Stupid.
Completely rational.
The worst line in the whole letter is, "I know where you live." Obviously, you sent me a letter.
Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing when I was hearing this story. I was like, oh, yes. Also,
rather redundant, huh?
Yeah.
if I didn't note it in the beginning, if I skimmed over it, all these letters are also, they don't have any return address on them, but they're all postmarked from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Which is important later.
So the drop off was in Columbus.
Yes. So
Okay.
these letters are coming from Columbus. She doesn't tell her husband. She doesn't turn it in. She just keeps it to herself and ignores them.
Typical boomer.
And letters keep showing up. She
Why
keeps
would
getting
you-
letters, and she just.
If you're innocent, why wouldn't you just be like, "Hey, this is what's happening. Somebody's being weird."
And every letter is more personal, reveals more information about her, so it shows this person knows.
Her husband.
Is like stalking her and are threatening.
Shaking my head.
He knows. I say he. We don't actually know. He knows her bus routes. He knows her husband's name. He knows her kids' names. He knows some of their routines. Eventually, Ron, her husband, gets a letter addressed to him because she's ignoring them. So you probably are incorrect that it was the husband here.
He's
just covering himself.
So you would have to really commit to this.
Ron gets a letter, accuses Mary. It says basically all the same stuff and tells Ron, take care of the situation now or I will. And I'm not afraid of killing you if that's what it takes.
Whoa.
It's basically, he's like, if this doesn't get solved, I'm killing both of you.
See, that would be one way for Ron to throw people off of his trail. It's like, oh, they're threatening me. But it's really an empty threat if it's him.
And it even talks about where he works. So not only does he know Mary's life or what the Mary does, it also knows what Ron does.
And all this is letters cut out of a magazine.
Oh, no,
correct?
It's like handwritten blocky letters.
Oh, okay.
So it's handwritten, but it's...
I was going to say it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, they made it pretty untraceable for,
naturally, Ron confronts Mary about it. It's like, hey, this is accusing you of these. Like, what's going on here? And so she says, I've been getting these letters too. And so after they discuss it and hash it out, they do what any reasonable person would do in the situation and
don't tell anybody.
Ignore the letters and don't tell anybody.
What is the point of that?
So they don't do anything.
Shaking my head.
Because they're just like, it's a prank, it'll go away. Well, Ron gets another...
Ron just blindly trusts that his wife isn't having an affair.
Yes.
Even though, let's play devil's advocate, it's not them writing the letters.
Yes.
He's like, the letters are... Why have you been keeping the letters from me, first of all? That's the first question.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you.
So,
stupid.
2 weeks later, Ron gets another letter addressed to him. The handwriting is now even blockier and like more... I'm covering it up so you can't tell who's writing this.
Yeah.
And it says they know Ron's done nothing about it, and that if she didn't admit the truth, this was gonna go on from becoming letters to something more public, like billboards and signs.
Wow, somebody got money.
And so at this point, they're like, okay, we can't ignore this anymore. We've got to do something. So what do? They go to their family.
Shaking my head.
They go to Ron's sister, Karen Sue. And her husband, Paul Fresher. And they get together. They're really close. They're like together all the time. They know everything about each other. They're really, really good friends. They're like really close. And so Paul specifically really liked Mary and Ron. Like they was best friends and would do anything for them. So they get together and they start going through a list of like, okay, who could it be? We're going to figure this out. So they spend all night and they narrow it down to one other bus driver named David Longberry, because he made advances toward Mary before and she turned him down.
What a name.
So they're like, this is probably David who is upset. You turned him down and now he's trying to ruin your life.
He doesn't deserve you.
So they decided that Paul Fresher would write his own letter to David Longberry to tell him to stop.
Just without, whatever.
So, yeah. It's the 70s. I don't know.
It's a bunch of boomers, man.
Pretty much.
Golly.
So he writes a letter to David saying they know what he's doing and that if they get another letter, they're taking it to the police. They should have already taken it to the police, but they say that. And so
have they been saving all these letters?
I guess.
Okay.
So the letters stop. So it started in March. This is probably like May, maybe June. The letters have been pretty consistent, coming either to them or to, the school board. But the letters stop until August. In August, signs start popping up around the city. And they're big. And most of them are along Mary's bus routes. And they accuse her of having an affair. They're super vulgar. They're super graphic. And some even mention Massey, the superintendent, who's actually who they're targeting. It even says that he was doing stuff with Mary's 12-year-old daughter.
Wow.
Again, vulgar and gross. And so Ron starts getting up early, going through the route, driving through the route, finding signs and taking them down. So his daughter doesn't have to see these signs that are sometimes about her. Because Mary's daughter would ride the bus with her mom. So they would see all of it.
Like they're just pieces of paper on.
No, they're like big signs. Like that. I guess it's like not cardboard, like poster board on like a stick or something.
Yeah.
That's like, but it's large.
Like a yard sale sign, but it's...
Yeah, I don't really know because I didn't see them, but
How do we know?
They're big. They're not like, they're easy to see.
That's crazy.
So eventually Mary is just like, I cannot handle this. And so she goes out of town.
And not going to the cops again.
She goes out of town to get away from it for a few days.
Stupid.
While she's gone, Ron is at home with their 2 kids. They get a phone call. The caller says he's watching the house and starts threatening Ron. So
boy.
Ron gets his gun, tells his girls he's leaving.
Whoa. He just leaves his daughters?
Because he's going to go kill this guy.
He doesn't even know where he's at.
So he gets in his Ford.
Somebody's calling your name. Don't walk outside of your house.
Exactly.
He
We
gets
just
in
talked
his
about this.
Ford and drives off.
Ford,
And
baby.
Ron never comes back home. At 10:25 p.m.,
Excuse me?
his truck crashes into a tree a few miles from his house. It had thrown him out of the truck partially, and he died. He was dead by the time he got to the hospital.
Wow. So it's not Ron. I'm assuming more things happen.
Under his body, they find the revolver, and 1 round had been fired, but they couldn't find a bullet, so they don't know where he shot it. The coroner says his blood alcohol level was 0.16, which is 2 times the legal limit. So the sheriff says, nothing to see here. This was just a drunk driver. It happens. Move along.
See, if the sheriff had been notified of all this before, he would have made some connections.
So
This makes me angry.
Yes.
So the family does not believe that because they're like, Ron didn't really drink and he would not have been drinking home alone with his 2 kids. Even if he was going to drink, he would not do that with his kids. And he also would not be drunk and just decide, I want to leave my kids alone.
So you're suggesting that he got captured and the guy quote, fed him alcohol.
Or that it was a cover up by the sheriff.
What time did he leave the house? Like 5-ish?
It doesn't really say when
Okay.
he left. It was just in the evening.
Okay. All right.
So it was a couple hours later.
So yeah, it could've
enough
been.
time for him to be taken and something done weird, if that was the case.
So the family thinks that he either caught up to someone and shot at them, and then they whatever, or he shot at them as he was being run off the road, and then he was run off the road into the tree. But they don't think he was.
So where does the sheriff play in all of this?
There's a mystery here. There really is some mystery here. By the end of it, I'm going to ask you guys.
Okay.
Actually, as we go, I'll be asking to see if y'all thinks. So actually, as of we are right now, let's ask. What do you guys think? What do you think happened here, based on the information?
Assuming no more letters have been written
after this moment.
Yeah.
No, the letters keep happening.
Okay, so it's not Ron that's sending them, obviously. Mary is no longer having an affair because her husband has been unalived. So it's somebody who's just petty now. It's elementary, my dear Watson.
Could you look up that information, the employee ID number? Could you look that up? Like,
I don't think
it's
so.
it's an
record?
internal ID.
Yeah.
only internal.
So,
it's not
Like you
I
go
mean-
in, you
I
get
mean,
it.
I doubt they could have looked it up then because there's
Yeah.
no computers, no internet. Now, if it were now, maybe they could have, but I don't think back then.
Well, I was thinking like maybe at the county
library?
clerk-
No.
county clerk's office
No.
or something.
No, this would have been.
Okay. Somebody internal.
It could have been the
yeah, I know who it is.
superintendent himself.
I know who it is.
Who?
It's the janitor.
Possibly.
Always.
That
So,
one
okay.
janitor that lifts weights.
Yes.
Ah, I knew it.
So
His name's Andrew.
Ron's family said, we want to see the truck.
Okay.
And the sheriff's like, no, you can't because it's already been taken to the lot and been crushed down. So they couldn't look at the truck.
that
they
fast?
couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't look at any, like nothing they wanted they could have access to.
It's the sheriff.
Later they learn they had a suspect in custody, but they passed the polygraph test and they let him go. So they assume that they did have David Longberry as a suspect, but they don't actually know because they never released a name. But Paul in particular is thinking that the sheriff is covering something up. Like
think
all of them think that, but Paul
I
specifically.
think it might be Paul.
Okay.
It might be. He's too weird.
Continue.
The letters then start back up again. And some of them are accusing the sheriff of covering things up, which parallels what Paul has been saying. Now, it's been 2 years. 2 years have gone by. The letters coming, like they're not like every day coming, but they're frequent.
And she still hasn't moved.
Well, this is where it gets stupid. So it's never, first of all, let me say before I say this, it's never confirmed yes or no if Mary really was having an affair or not.
Okay.
I want to see what you guys think after learning this next bit, because 2 years later, Ron's been dead for 2 years. Letters have been on and off for 2 years. Mary finally admits that she is now seeing Gordon Massey, and that it only started after Ron died.
That's usually how things go sometimes. Somebody you know. Yeah. Husband dies. He shows up.
Well, I've heard of people, and I've known of someone
He's heard
that
of people.
when their spouse dies. Okay, I know a particular person that their spouse died, and literally within 3 months, they married somebody else.
Oh, yes. That's not the part that's weird to me.
I know a preacher that did that within a year of his wife.
This guy
Passing.
was a preacher that I know of.
Was his first name Jonathan?
No.
Okay, we're not talking about the same person. Good.
Well, I personally think that she was having an affair because, I mean, yes, people move on pretty quickly, and some people, like you said, someone comes in and it's kind of like the trauma kind of you bond faster. Probably not with the same person that you were being accused of having an affair with is what caused all of this in the first place.
Yeah.
Furthermore, why is the superintendent getting close suddenly to a bus driver after this?
Yeah.
Like, why would he be the one that's like, okay, let's get close during this, if there's not already a connection there?
Well, maybe she was
Suspect.
having that, but I'm still trying to figure out who wrote the letters.
Well, I'm just saying,
I think it's Paul.
I think she was having an affair.
Yeah, at this point.
It's very possible, yeah.
But she says, no, we weren't having an affair.
Well,
But we're together now.
of course she's going to say that. Of course.
And she did this because she was hoping that if she finally admitted, yes, we're together, the letters would stop, because like this is what they wanted all along.
Paul,
So that's why she did that?
Yes, that's why she finally.
Paul was
came out.
very close to them.
Who's Paul again?
Paul is her brother-in-law.
Okay.
Ron's
Ron's
sister.
brother.
Ron's sister is Karen Sue's husband.
Okay.
he's too close. and he's too happy. And he's too
happy.
because he liked Ron a lot, right?
He liked both of them a lot.
Okay.
They were really close.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Something's weird there.
So the letters, after she said that, they just get worse. They start calling her a cheater, a murderer, a homewrecker. They threaten her kids. And by this time, it's been 2.5 years or so. By this time, over 1,000 letters have been sent. But not just to her. There's actually have escalated, and they're sending letters to businesses, to elected officials, to schools, to law enforcement, people all across Central Ohio. And it's not even just about her anymore. Now it is just telling people, I know your secrets, and telling them what their secrets are. And we know for a fact, I thought I had it in my notes, but I don't. I guess I deleted it. There was somebody that they sent a letter to claiming you're doing this. And we know for a fact that they were. Like, that was true. So at least one person they were actually correct about. Don't know if they're right about everything. So like for 2 years, they're just sending letters across Central Ohio.
So
With like, I know your secrets.
if they were correct, even if they were halfway correct with all these letters, that would make you think that maybe it's somebody in the police department, aka the sheriff, that was covering up all that. That'd be my second thought.
So now we move to 1983. All this has been happening. Started in 77.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Now it's February 1983.
Wow.
Mary is driving her usual route. It's 3:30-ish. She's at the intersection where Ron died. And there's a sign there on the fence. And it's obscene and again talks about her daughter. So she gets out her bus and goes to pull it off. Notices there's a string attached to it. The string runs to a box. And for some reason she decides, I'm going to take this box home. So she takes it home before opening it and seeing what's in it.
Grenade or a head. One of the two.
Something's
Close.
gonna kill her.
Close. Inside is a 22 caliber handgun. 25.
I knew it.
25
Was the
caliber
string
handgun.
going in?
The string was attached to the trigger
I
and it
knew
was
it.
propped up. And if she would have removed the sign, it would have shot her and potentially in the head and killed her.
All
So
right, who did the gun belong to?
Shaking my head.
the police recovered the gun, but the serial number had been filed off, of course.
I was just going to say,
course.
yeah.
But they didn't do that great of a job at it, and they were able to restore it. And they find out the gun belonged to, guess.
Paul.
That's right, Wes Wesley.
Oh. Who's Wes?
He was a guy who worked at the Anheuser-Busch warehouse or whatever in Columbus.
Okay.
So the police go and they ask him about the gun. They said, "Oh, it was mine, but I sold it to my supervisor." And you want to know who guess his supervisor was? Paul Fresher, Ron's brother-in-law, the guy who's been saying for these past 6 years, "It's a cover-up. We got to figure out what's going on." So they question Paul. He admits the gun was his, but he says, but it got stolen a few days ago, and I just forgot to report it.
I knew it. This guy, this Paul guy.
So he gets away with it.
According to company records, Paul took off the day the trap was placed.
Oh, yeah.
But he had an alibi.
His wife.
No. But the sheriff brought him in for questioning anyway. Paul insisted he was being framed and that whoever was writing these letters was behind everything.
Well, yeah.
He
That's how that works.
He says, I'm not write these letters. And
If it's not just, it can't be just Paul.
so the sheriff showed Paul some of the letters and he sat him down, gave him paper and pencil and said, copy this letter exactly how it is the best you can. So Paul did. Then he asked Paul to write a few more sentences of his own, but using the same handwriting. So Paul did. And then the sheriff looked at what Paul wrote, looked at the letters and said, looks the same to me, and arrested him.
I knew that was coming.
Yep, got him.
Analysis looked at the writing later and compared it, and some of them said, yeah, it looked like it could be the guy.
Well, when you tell them to copy it.
Exactly. And if it's in blocky letters where
Yeah.
wow.
So investigators go and talk to Karen Sue. And by 1983, Karen Sue is Ron's actual sister.
Okay.
By this time, they were in the middle of a divorce, and it was not a good divorce either. There was like not good terms. And Karen lost the house and the custody of their kids through this divorce. So she was mad. And so she was ready to just unload about Paul, like really eager to just say how terrible he is. And so she told investigators that Paul really liked Mary and Ron when they were together. But when Ron died, it basically flipped something in him, and his infatuation with them turned into being angry at Mary. He blamed Mary for everything. And so after Ron died, he just hated Mary because she ruined everything. So, and then Karen Sue said, oh, and by the way, I know he's the one who's been writing these letters because I found some in my house.
Ooh.
And so it was looking pretty rough for Paul.
Oh,
He
Paul.
could have some in his house from when they were looking over him
However,
a few years earlier.
at the same time, not everything Karen was saying added up. For one, she claimed to have the letters, and then they said, okay, well, let us see them. She's like, oh, wait. I did, but I got rid of them. Further, the gun was his gun, but there was nothing outside of that placed Paul there. There were no fingerprints there that were his. His prints weren't even on the gun. No eyewitnesses could place him there. And like
Were
I
there
said,
any prints at all?
no, I don't think so.
Figured.
Wiped them.
Paul, plus, like I said, Paul had an actual credible confirmed alibi. He was having, the reason why he took off work that day was because there was being work done on their house. So he was home all day with people at his house doing work.
Interesting.
Goes to
Very
trial.
Interesting.
And the jury convicts him.
Wow. Even an alibi is not good enough.
And the letters continued.
He gets sentenced 7 to 25 years
Wow.
for attempted murder. The trial, this isn't in the notes, but the trial, by the way, was a sham. On top of that,
Figures.
the prosecution did some shady stuff they weren't supposed to do. Like, they weren't supposed to mention the letters because he wasn't on trial for writing the letters. And they didn't want the jury thinking he wrote the letters and then connect that to this. So they weren't supposed to talk about the letters, but the prosecution brought up the letters and the defense objected, and the judge said it's fine. So they brought up a bunch of times. And so that was, and then there's some other stuff too. I was listening to a documentary about it, and they were like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened in that case, that trial, that should not have happened. But anyway, so he's in jail, but you're right. The letters keep coming.
Well, then that should tell everybody right there that, hey.
And still,
he had an accomplice.
So the prison was in Lima, Ohio. That's where he was. 100 miles from the area they were in. They were still coming from Columbus, Ohio. So
How far away was the town again from Columbus?
Not that far. It doesn't really say, but it's probably close.
Like 15, 20 miles?
Probably like us to Nashville.
Yeah.
So the letters go on, and what does the sheriff do?
Ignore him.
No, he yells at the warden of the jail saying, stop letting Paul send these letters. Get him under control.
Even though that they're coming out of
Columbus, yes. So the warden's like,
Stupid.
The warden insisted that Paul was not doing this. And the sheriff said, yes, he is. So they put him in solitary confinement. while he's in solitary confinement. The letters keep going. And in 1990, he's up.
But it's Paul.
In 1990, he's up for parole. And the sheriff says, no, you can't let him out because he hasn't learned his lesson because he's still sending these hateful letters. And the warden's like, it's not him. And the sheriff said, it absolutely is. And so he stays in jail.
Sheriff is a little shady here.
Yeah.
The warden's even like, Paul is a model prisoner and he's not writing these letters. Eventually, Paul gets a letter. I guess he'd gotten several, but he gets this one in particular that says, now when are you going to believe you aren't getting out of there? I told you 2 years ago. When we set them up, they stay set up. Don't you listen at all. No one wants you out. The joke is on you. Tell no one of this letter. I saw the paper. Great news. Great. The sheriff loved it. Ha ha. Do you believe it now?
And the sheriff's still like, it's him.
Yes.
It's him. That seems, I know the sheriff's probably not a boomer, but that seems like the most boomer thing.
So he stays in jail until 1993. So I have a little more to add to this, but pausing right here. Do y'all think Paul was guilty?
No.
Yes.
No.
I think he had a friend.
Okay.
I don't think he's guilty.
Do you have any idea? Don't have to go into details. Do you have an idea of who you think it could have been?
The sheriff.
To be clear,
Sheriff, ex-wife, and Paul.
the official record is that Paul did it. That's the official, but there's like an official, unofficial is like obviously he didn't.
Yeah.
So it's still an open case and it's never been verified. So there
Well,
is
I mean, when the
no-
letters are still going on when he's in solitary confinement. I mean, there's your cue number one.
So, to add a few notes now. First of all, the gun being his, and he's like, oh, it was stolen, but I forgot to report it, which seems shady.
Yeah.
Later in life, Paul explains what happened. He said, my gun was stolen, but I know it was my son, who was like 16, I think. He was like a teenager. And he said, I know it was him, and I didn't report it because my kid's a good kid, and I don't know why he would take it, but I don't want him getting arrested and getting in trouble. So I'm just going to let it slide. And then I kind of forgot about like the gun being missing wasn't not even. But he's like, I didn't report it because I'm not
That's
going to
weird.
report my son.
Yeah. I'm assuming that kid was going to the same school that she worked at.
Probably was
So-
on his bus routes.
So that's how he was able to sneak in there and get the employee ID number. And
No, I don't know. It's not the son.
it's not.
No, but that's
It's Paul.
why Paul didn't turn in the.
Okay.
Now that by itself, you may say, yeah, he's just making up something, but I think that it's true because of the next little bit. So like nobody could put Paul at the scene of the crime where it happened, but about 20 minutes before Mary would come by, there was a yellow El Camino was parked next to where the sign was. And there was a tall man with sandy hair near the trap site next to the yellow vehicle. Paul was short with dark hair. So this wasn't Paul that she saw. But it just so happens Karen Sue was dating someone who was tall with sandy hair that matched the description. And her brother drove a yellow El Camino.
Ooh. Busted.
So Karen Sue was having the affair?
No, well, they're divorcing at this point.
Oh.
So she probably had already found her. They wouldn't be surprised me if she was having an affair toward the end of their thing when they're in the middle of divorce.
Yeah.
Okay, so her brother, which is Paul.
Her brother was Ron. Paul's her ex now.
Oh. Ron was the one that died
Yep.
from. Okay. So Ron had the El Camino.
No, maybe it says her brother. Maybe it could have been a different brother.
Okay. Her brother had the El Camino, but it was her boyfriend that was.
Yep. Further, during the divorce proceedings, Karen visited Paul's sister and asked to borrow a typewriter. And right after this, the letters stopped being handwritten and they were typed.
Okay, well, there you go.
And with him being in jail, everything that happened in the divorce hearings flipped. So now he lost the house. She got the house. She got custody of her kids.
He's a
like
copycat.
all of the good stuff that happened from that flipped, and she got everything because now he's in jail. Look at this.
Yeah.
So I think it was her. The reason why I believe the thing about her son is like, I didn't put it in here. I don't know why I didn't put it in here, but the idea is that her son was working with her. They knew they were going to do this because I guess he didn't want to go with his dad, I guess. So he stole the gun so she could do this. And it's a credible belief because after this happens, his son starts acting stranger and weirder, which could be your father just got arrested for attempted murder. Like there is that.
Yeah.
But he had problems and ended up taking his own life. And so like it could be that his dad was weird or that he was acting like that because of his dad, but it also fits the pattern of like, I feel guilty because I led to this happening. Because he steals the gun. His mom tells him steal the gun. He does, and then
he feels guilty about it.
Yep. So it makes sense. It fits.
Yeah. At least the gun didn't go off to where he would feel even worse about it. But I mean, he did take his own life.
Yeah. 2002.
Oof. So he was a grown man at that point, like 30s.
Yeah. It was like ever since that happened, he changed and was like a different person.
Wow.
But yeah, I think it was Karen. I don't think Karen Sue started it, but I think like she kept it going to frame Paul.
Yeah, that's a lot of trouble to get him in prison.
But then it's also strange because the sheriff.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I can think of is that he was a corrupt cop back then. He just really didn't see the big deal of the case.
To be like to me, it's just like,
How
how
old-
can you conclude?
How
that-
old was the sheriff?
I have no idea.
He's a boomer. You can't blame everything on boomers,
I
man.
don't know. I was going to say
If he's old.
if he's like the silent or greatest, he'd probably be the silent.
But if he was old, but I just don't see how dude can be like, okay, let's say at first he keeps going and he's like, hey, make him stop. Maybe like Vandy said, accomplice or something. But like there would have to be some sort of communication for this to be working.
Well, if everything changed,
But if he's in
at least a couple people are involved here.
if he's in solitary
Yeah.
and it's still happening,
Yeah.
he's not related to these letters, my guy.
Right.
And the cops just like, I don't know, man, because I've heard a lot of stories of back in the day of cops just getting away with all kinds of stuff before body cam footage and all that. And once a case gets a verdict, they just don't care.
Yeah.
But
and
to
it's
be
probably
like-
more paperwork for them and
To
stuff.
even deny parole,
Yeah, I know.
saying no because he's still writing these letters.
Shady, man.
It's just
There's so many
Maybe-
fumblings of the law right here.
Maybe they could have bought him off to keep him in jail. I don't know. I mean,
maybe the sheriff was just upset because Paul was vocal about him from
be.
Ron, thinking because he made claims of like the sheriff is incompetent. Like basically blaming the sheriff for not doing his job, and
which he wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with all the information that you said, I would have to conclude that it was her boyfriend, and her son that was doing it. All three of them together. The guy was putting up the posters. She was typing them out. And then the kid was the accomplice for the gun. And that was pretty much probably the only thing that he did. But the kid felt so guilty about it that when he became adult,
Yeah.
his
relationship with his father, once he got out in what,
93. He was in jail for
3.
10 years.
Dude, that's crazy.
Maybe maybe he just couldn't look his dad in the eye. And
But we don't know for sure what happened to Ron.
yeah,
We don't know who started sending the letters. Most likely it was the David Longberry guy who stopped when they threatened him, and then the letters picked back up by a copycat. Most likely is what happened.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to that case.
Yeah, there's a lot of
It's
questions.
different.
There's a lot, even though it's quote unquote solved and then quote unquote not solved at the same time. But pretty likely it was
Yeah.
Karen Sue doing that stuff. It's still a lot of questions.
Well, you know what I can rely on being solved?
Tinfoil truth.
Tinfoil or true.
Tinfoil or true?
Are you ready?
I am ready.
For tinfoil or true.
And don't you ever say I did.
Come on, I'm doing all this stuff so you can jump in.
I'm
Come
trying
on.
to right now.
Jump for us, Vandy. Okay.
Be careful.
Almost hurt myself. I wanted to test your guys' history knowledge because
I
most of you guys are history buffs.
I fail.
Bet. I
So-
love history.
I'm not good at it.
So I came up and found a bunch of or historical facts, not history facts, historical facts, and then I made
Lies.
tinfoils on them. So if you guys are just joining us, play along down in the comments or wherever you are at.
Tell us how
Well-
many you get right.
Yeah. Tinfoil or truth. I give you two headlines. One is true, one is tinfoil, and you guys have to guess which is which and see how many you can get right or
Bet.
wrong.
Bet.
So
Bet.
here's the
Bet.
first one.
Bet.
Don't bet. We're not on sports gambling.
Call
whatever.
she.
The Pit Down Man was a famous, quote, missing link fossil announced in 1912 but later exposed as a hoax in 1953.
There was a lot of those. So
There's a lot of those. So,
Or the Piltdown Man was confirmed real in 1998 after DNA testing proved that the jaw belonged to an extinct European ape species.
true tinfoil.
so
Dun, dun, dun.
I think it is tinfoil, but I think it's true.
Which one?
So tinfoil true.
True tinfoil. The history buff.
I told you I don't know history.
I just guessed because there's so many that are like that.
Yeah, I just said the opposite because,
Take a swing.
well, not just that, but like I could see them just making up saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, this one's real."
They do that all the time in the fossil record. They literally get one vertebrae and then they completely
Yeah.
construct an animal and say that it's the missing link between the whale and the land mammal counterpart.
The whale and the porcupine.
I mean, it's like
It's the missing link
Yeah.
between them.
they literally have fragments of a bone and then they put this whole thing together. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
They're just guessing.
Stupid.
Literally.
Okay, next one.
To be fair,
No.
I don't want to be fair.
the design is a completely fabricated. You have no idea, but in those cases, the reason why they connect them or link them is related is because the DNA is like it's not quite this.
It's,
So,
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
it does
shares properties.
it does
But
it does connect, but you have no idea what this thing looks
but
like.
we share 50% of our DNA with a banana.
Yes,
What? What?
You don't see no bones in them things.
you don't tell me what I see.
You don't tell me what to do.
Give me those nanners.
Okay.
I like my
When's the
I
last
like my
time-
bananas boneless.
When's the last time
Boneless.
you guys read a newspaper?
Oh God.
Read a newspaper
You looked at a newspaper.
yesterday.
Nice.
I've
No,
seen
no,
some
no,
of
no,
them
no.
at the
Friday,
grocery store.
Friday.
Okay.
I was
So-
reading. I was literally Friday. I was reading a newspaper article from 1960, 70, 80
that's close
about-
to our next topic.
about my grandfather. So
So this one is a newspaper. The Great Moon Hoax used real telescope photos, and the U.S. government later bought the origins to prevent, quote, public panic. Or In 1835, the New York Sun published The Great Hoax, a series claiming life on the moon, and falsely attributed it to an astronomer, John Herschel.
Tinfoil true.
Tinfoil true.
You guys are correct.
Yeah.
Let's stay in space for a second.
I can't breathe.
The wow signal. You guys better get this one.
I could make a joke right now, but I'm not going to.
We're in space.
The wow signal repeated 3
like-
times in 1978, but the tapes were seized under national security orders.
Didn't we talk about that already?
This is why you should get this one.
We mentioned it. We never specifically
Because I thought
talked
you said
about
the
it.
bat signal.
Or the wow signal was a strong narrow-banded radio signal detected in August of 1977 by the Ohio State.
Tinfoil true.
August 1977, the wow signal?
Yeah.
The same time as the Circleville Letters going
Yes.
around in Ohio in
Yes.
August.
Coincidence?
What'd you say?
Tinfoil true.
Tinfoil true, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right. All right.
Man, I'm hungry.
Last 2. The Mary Celeste was found adrift and abandoned on December 4th, 1872, with its lifeboats missing and the crew never recovered.
True.
Or the Mary Celeste was found 2 weeks later with one person on board, but was relocated to Maritime under secrecy laws.
What time was this? What year was this? I should say?
1872 as well.
True tinfoil.
True tinfoil.
Yeah.
And the last one is on April 1st, 1957, the BBC's Paranorma aired the spaghetti tree hoax, and viewers contacted the BBC asking how to grow spaghetti. Or the BBC issued a public apology to Parliament after the spaghetti tree segment caused a national pasta shortage. I can't speak.
True tinfoil. What say you?
Tinfoil true, to see if I can tie it up.
No, you could not, sir.
That's what I thought. I
How,
didn't think so.
how dumb could people be saying, yeah, I want to grow spaghetti?
Have you met humanity?
Not many of them.
So I got everyone but one correct.
Yes, senor.
You got 2, 3 wrong? 2?
I got
two wrong.
3 wrong because I
3
got
wrong.
the same wrong as you plus 2.
So
I am the champion.
I told y'all I'm not good at history.
unknowingly, me and Jeremy kind of did the same thing where my ideas were close to his, not the letters, but let me give you guys the facts of what's happening and see if you can guess the serial killer. So this was a real serial killer. And
John Wilkes Booth.
No,
Oh.
he was not the killer.
The FBI.
Yes.
Yes. That's it, guys. We'll see you later.
It's them or the CIA. One.
Your average liberal white woman.
So once we conclude who this is, we can discuss on theories if you want to. But
That's not just a theory.
let me
That's
take
a
you.
game theory.
So
Thanks
this
for
is most
watching.
likely not FBI or CIA. Let me take you to London.
MI6.
Might be. So in London, late summer and into autumn, it's back in the time where they had gas lamps. So this is 1800s-ish, right in there. If you want to get real specific, 1888. So
I was going to say 1800s-ish is real specific, huh? That's 100 years.
yes, so
1880s.
1880s. I'm going to give you a short series of crimes that were committed on the streets of London during that time, and you guys will see if you can guess. I think it should be decently easy,
Jack the Ripper.
but we shall see.
That was exactly what I was thinking. As soon as he said,
So
as soon as he said the time period.
in 1888, a serial killer targeted
Jack the Ripper.
Whitechapel.
New York.
That is not in New York.
Could be.
Just bloating stuff out.
London.
Blurting.
The murderer was never identified, but the case became almost nearly unsolved to this day. Although we have a bunch of people who, pseudo detectives, say it's this person or it's a whole bunch of people. But early in the morning on Friday, August 31st, 1888, a woman named Mary Nichols, another woman named Mary, found in Bucks Row in Whitechapel,
Mary, did you
dead.
know?
The discovery
You'd be
happens
dead.
about 3:40 in the morning when a man working, he was turning out the lights.
Yes, as one does during that time.
Yes. He notices what he thinks is a bundle of clothes in the road. He walks up to it and instantly realizes it's a man or a woman.
A man or a woman.
And they're
He wasn't sure which because he couldn't ask.
He did not assume the gender.
Could not ask pronouns because they were dead.
A person.
And
A they, themmer.
he quote, kicked it. And as one does to a bundle of clothes.
Well, it's like, you drunk?
Yeah, pretty much. The police confirmed later on that it is a homicide, and the wound suggests a killer who attacked quickly and then did.
I thought you were going to say the police confirmed a kick killed her. Like, oh,
Officer, he's turning out the lights.
I didn't mean to.
The police did take the man who was working and who reported it, thinking that he did kill her. But he was later on released and had an alibi because he had been turning out all the lights on his street, and he was absolved of anything. But they did an autopsy of the woman, and they found out that she had been stabbed multiple times. And just for people listening, more than what is necessary was done to the body.
Nice.
So it wasn't just a stabbing and leave. Then,
Wait,
yes,
are you suggesting more than a murder?
yes,
Okay, I was the way you worded that. I was
Yeah, at first it's not like you were saying like it was overkill on how much he killed.
yeah, that's what I was
And
thinking.
then it drifted into like, okay.
So yes, people in the news reports between 25 and 30 stabbings or stab wounds. So more than what was necessary, plus obviously that. But I didn't want to throw that into it just because I know how YouTube censors that.
Yeah, it's annoying, but yes.
So then just over a week later on Saturday, a second woman named Annie Chapman was found murdered in her backyard of 29 Hanbury Street. This was not that far away from the first one.
Same
General vicinity.
no.
Or county.
Same type of death.
Yes.
Overkill.
She
and-
was found murdered as well. This one, they could not say whether or not anything else had been done, but she had been stabbed to death with a bunch of stab wounds again. This one, she was found at 6 a.m. in the morning. Investigators basically started making, okay, this area, just doing a little research, it's basically the size of our county.
So decent size.
Yeah, and especially back then, you could hide. Obviously, they didn't have the surveillance or anything that we have today. So, investigators saw the two crimes. They start putting out notice to everybody around, and as soon as the journalists got a hold of all this, they just go crazy because back then, that sort of news sold, and everybody was freaking out because it happened in less than a week. 2 women are murdered. So a little less than a month later, on the 30th of September, another woman is taken, Elizabeth Stride, found in Dutfield's yard off Burner Street. The body discovered at 1 a.m. in the morning. It's always at night. And then not long after, another body of another woman is discovered at
So
1:44
this is
a.m.
Number 5.
This is number 4.
Number 4
Number 4 plus the other one from.
plus the first one.
Yes. So somebody's going on a rampage.
Yeah.
And this woman's name was Catherine Eddowes. She was found in the city square.
Right there,
slumped over.
right there in the open.
Yeah. She was found slumped over. So 2 murders one night. Everybody, rightfully so, goes into a fit. They're marching the streets. Policemen are brought in from other parts of the country to patrol London, and they can't seem to find this guy or girl or whoever's doing it. So on Friday, November 9th, a few days later.
6, 7.
I'm doing the 6-7 thing.
I was doing that the other day just because you just do it. You're saying
I
like
don't.
one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
tend to,
I've done it way before the whole 6, 7 thing, but I was doing one with this, and
Yeah.
Blake, he's just laughing. He said, "I can't believe you're doing that." And I said, "What? 6, 7?" I said, "Oh, stop."
So on November 9th, another woman, Mary Jane Kelly, is found dead inside her rented room on Miller's Court Street. This
So,
one,
This one wasn't just dumped in the street.
yeah, this one's a little bit different.
because there's cops patrolling.
She's not in the street. She's in a room, and the room was locked from the inside.
Window. Was she on the 3rd or 4th story?
There's no window.
Oh.
That's what was creepy about it. She was also renting a room, and the person that rented it from or to her said nobody else came in that night. It was like a hostel, basically.
So we figured it out. It was her, and she couldn't take the guilt anymore.
She kept.
Story solved.
Was it in her back or just her
All
front?
over.
All over.
Yeah. So the next morning, the landlord comes to fix up the room for the next tenant. Knock on the door. No answer. It's locked. She calls the locksmith.
How are doors locked from the inside? I mean, can't
I'm assuming like one of those slats that you can shove over.
okay.
That's what I'm assuming. I don't know how London does things.
That's a good escape artist if he's able to do that.
Yeah. So the landlord goes, they get a locksmith, and at 10:45 a.m., they find her body. And obviously, the town goes nuts now, if they weren't already. At this point, women are not allowed outside after 8 p.m. without another man with them. Who cares about the men, right?
Nobody.
So you end up with a handful of women, one neighborhood, and it's pretty bad. Now, I want to just ask you guys, who do you guys think it is?
Jack the Ripper.
It is Jack the Ripper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But here's the weird thing. Everybody doesn't agree that it's one person. They say it could have been multiple people. It could have been a group, a cult, or whatever. Because who could do that many crimes and keep getting away with it?
Jack the Ripper.
I'd say it'd be one person because if there's multiple people, it'd be easier.
You think so?
Yeah. When there's more people involved, things get complicated.
I think it's one person as well, just because everything was done basically the same.
Yeah.
It's always the same crime, with the exception of the locked room. That's the weird one that threw me off,
That is odd.
because from everything that I found, the reason why it's always locked from the inside was to protect the tenant.
Yeah.
Like when you go into a hotel, they have the locks that you can manually lock or put the chain on or whatever. And I know you can get around those, and I'm sure there was a way for, obviously, somebody to get around that. But
they would have seen them come and go. You said no one came in.
Yeah.
No one left.
and if you go back and there's different accounts. Some people say that there was a back door. Other people say no, there wasn't, because like a hotel, you go in through one area, you go. Nowadays you have a key card, but back then, to keep the safety and to keep people from just getting into a room for the night, go in one area, check in, pay, get your room, whatever. But the reason why some people think that there could be more at stake here is because the police, while being on certain roads at the same time as the murders, would never see anything. In one case, the second woman that I named, I can't remember her name.
Anna or Annie.
Yeah, the cop was around the corner. What?
So that would suggest to me that
It was that cop.
he
That guy.
he killed her in another location and dragged her and dropped her off.
Could have been.
Because, I mean, obviously, if you're getting murdered, stabbed that many times, you're not going to be screaming unless you had your throat slit first.
You mean you are going to be screaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you're not?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to be
Just making
screaming
sure.
unless you have your throat slit first. That way your vocals won't work.
Right.
So I don't know. I still think he would hear a tussle if he's.
Yeah. Especially if he got into the room with the woman.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I can't figure that one out.
And
I'd have to actually be able to see the locks and
unless
all
he
that.
just happened to be staying there.
Yeah.
Just so happened to be able to get by, probably sees the woman come through the lobby, go up to the room, just take advantage.
Yeah, but they didn't have running water then either, so it's not like you could wash off the blood as easy.
Right.
Unless he already had a water basin in his room, and then he could, but he didn't have any windows to throw the water out, so.
Right. I don't know the infrastructure, how good it was compared to now. But I kind of, back then, the occult was pretty big still. And there was a lot of people that thought, sacrificing a woman. It's always a woman for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, because women are a sign of purity.
Yeah.
I know around this time, around the Civil War time in America, it was a big spiritual awakening, a big spiritual movement at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get off into all that, but during that time it was a big spiritual movement, and not in a Christian way, but trying to talk to the dead and trying to talk to relatives and seances and all that. So
the only one that was a little bit weird too was Elizabeth, because she had less stab wounds than the other women. And everybody's like, okay, he was interrupted when he was killing her, or she stopped him at some point or fought back or whatever, and he had to flee. But I think of all the names that we give like serial killers, that's probably one of the most infamous ones.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I think the one that would rival it is Ted Bundy, at least in America.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Jack the Ripper, I mean, that goes across continents, that name.
Well, other people think that he was a cryptid in London.
Yeah, well, there are people who think like he's not a person, like you said, or not necessarily like a cryptid, but an entity.
Yeah.
And that he actually travels the world.
There's all kinds of theories. Like people think that it was somebody who was escaped from an asylum and just going on a rampage, because back then we would just lock people up if they had a mental illness.
But if he was
Rightfully so, bring back
if
the
Jack
asylums.
the Ripper was actually a spiritual entity of some sort, then the locked room makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that's one reason I imagine why they even bring that point up.
Probably.
yeah. And the weird thing about it is it all just stopped. Like nothing was ever
Nothing in
formally
another
done.
Nothing in another town from on the other side of the country.
No, I just
No.
stopped.
Just stopped.
Nothing in Scotland,
Nope.
Ireland, UK.
No,
Anywhere.
just what was happening and then just stopped. I mean,
Benjamin Franklin. That's why he had all the bones underneath his house. No, I'm just kidding. I know that's like
I can't remember.
100 years earlier.
Yes.
I can't
He
remember.
time traveled, brought
Yeah.
bones back.
I can't remember if it was because of this case or if it just made it more popular. But I'm pretty sure this case had a lot to do with making Sherlock Holmes like a
Big name.
big name. Yeah, because it was like,
The unsolvable case.
yeah, let's create a detective in fiction and let him solve everything.
Well, no, wasn't Sherlock an actual individual?
I think so, but like what I'm talking about is like the lore and the
Yeah.
story of him.
Okay.
But that would be a cool one.
Yeah, like him fighting vampires.
Yeah. Or is that Van Helsing?
It's Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
yes, I remember
They didn't
that.
make a movie about Sherlock fighting vampires.
I don't think so.
It was no, I was thinking of what's his name that plays Iron Man?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. playing him, but he was in a boxing match.
It
That's what I
was.
was
It
thinking
was.
Yeah,
Holmes,
Sherlock Holmes was in a boxing
Yeah.
match. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. of.
The last thing I'll say about this before I finish is the new theory that I've been seeing online is people think that it was the government because where it was done was kind of in the slums and it made people move away from there after and they could redo it all. The government again.
I wouldn't put anything behind the government.
It's always the government, man.
Yeah.
There's no boogeyman. It's just I'm not going to name a name.
The government is the boogeyman.
Exactly.
If you ever say my government won't do that, oh yes,
They're
they
already
will.
doing it.
They're already doing it.
But
Yeah, I watched a documentary one time years ago about how they were positive that they found who it was after
really?
all these years.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember for the life of me who
It
they
was
thought
Paul.
Paul Fresher. It's Paul Fresher.
The whole time.
Oh man.
But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about is just see what you guys thought
Yeah,
about
as
it.
soon as you said 1800s London, it
Yeah,
was
I
like,
figured that was going
it
to
was
get
like,
it out.
who could it be other than
The one thing that I really, when I was reading it, I was like, okay, I have to tell, like, the first guy found her because he was putting out his gas lamps. That's going to give it
Yeah.
away.
No.
But
Well, you didn't have to say where it was. If you didn't say where it was, it may not as. I still probably would have went Jack the
Yeah.
Ripper just because
Man,
the time period. But
here's my hot take. Bring back Victorian architecture.
yes,
Like forget all this square. Like everything's
with
got to
you.
be everything's
what
got
the
to be
modern
square.
minimalist?
Yeah, I hate it so much. Bring back brick buildings in the U.S.
Bring back brick.
I
Yes.
like that Gothic type of architecture with
Yeah.
that Victorian twist on
Yeah,
it.
man.
I
I'm
like
sick.
that Roman.
Yes, I'm sick and tired of the boxes everywhere and all the power lines. I'm sick of it. Oh my gosh,
Power
Power-
lines.
What do
the
you mean?
power lines are everywhere, dude.
Bro,
it just
we
takes
need-
up. It makes
why-
everything look ugly.
We need solar.
Why
No.
don't we go to underground power lines?
Exactly.
I understand the redoing it would cost a lot of money and take a lot of time.
Just do
Sure.
it little by little.
But-
That's all we need
Yeah.
to do.
Why new stuff could be underground and we could transition? Like
Yeah.
if it's underground, that solves.
I think the
So many issues.
I think the
So
reason why
many
they
issues.
don't do it is because they're afraid of people digging a hole for whatever reason and then just
Sure.
Pop in a
okay.
line.
Yes, valid argument. However, people run into telephone poles in their cars. Also,
True.
we have the technology to put them like 20 foot down, no problem.
Yeah,
True.
I mean they're already underground and
I think we just don't want to spend the money.
And you're supposed to get a permit before you start digging anywhere.
We're in the South, brother. Have you seen some of these people?
Well, I'm not talking like just digging whatever.
digging
but
a
I'm
hole in
talking
your
about-
backyard. You're talking about digging.
Yeah.
With a backhoe and stuff.
Yeah.
You
Anytime,
can't go looking for oil. But they don't want you to find it.
yeah.
We already
For-
found is in Venezuela.
For example,
True.
our house, we have an underground line from the pole
Yeah.
to
I thought you said
our
underground lion at first. It's like,
to
whoa.
that to our little green box in the backyard.
I mean, weird flex, but okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there's
That makes sense because you're on a hill, like
Yeah.
legitimately a hill.
and so we've got an underground line to our box at a transformer that goes to our house,
Yeah.
which is also underground. So
I
if we have to do anything, we got to get a permit to do
right.
to be able to
get
find
that.
to be able to find the ley line.
I'm not saying this is a good reason for us not having that stuff, but we're one of the reasons why I could see a politician being like, "Well, no, we can't do this," is because if it's on a telephone pole, we have easy access to it. If something goes
Yes.
wrong, we got to dig it all up. But I think that's ridiculous.
We have right now, because I was job searching, we do have underground linemen in
Yeah.
the cities.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing. So it's just the fact that it's how America does it.
What? It's not even how America does it.
That's how Dad did it.
Because
That's
the
how
western
America
half
does it.
of the U.S., it is underground.
Really?
There's no power lines in California.
Yeah,
Really?
mostly.
I drove through California. I guess it was just one of those things you,
You
don't
have
look at.
the newer areas, the more modern areas, and you have the old areas.
Well, anyway, go to all underground. Get rid of all this little strip mall thing made
Yeah.
out of fake plaster on the outside.
I hate the square buildings.
Oh
too.
my God, I'm so
They're
sick
like-
of it.
I don't like it.
Make everything nice and brick, and just
USA, baby.
don't
I
like-
hate to say it, but make it look European. Because it's
Mud huts.
I'm
For
just,
that, we need another mud flood.
everything is just so ugly.
It's so ugly and minimal. Like it's not just it's ugly because it is, but it's also and also you just have to do with less.
Yeah.
I don't want to do with less,
There's
and I don't want it to be ugly.
there's a way to do minimalist and look very nice.
yes,
We're not doing that right now.
no,
with how
we're just
making
doing
stuff.
doing cheap and
Yeah,
garbage.
We think luxury is walking into a house that everything is white,
I hate that.
and we think that's luxury in the 21st century. Like, what is that?
no,
I want wood grain. Wood grain is where it's at.
and water beds.
The Victorian, the waterbeds. I remember my grandparents had one of those.
My parents had a water bed. My friend had a water bed in high school too.
I really want a waterbed, but I'm scared to get a waterbed.
You don't.
Everybody's got a water buffalo.
It's not where it's at, man. But
Yours is big, but mine is slow.
that might wrap us up, fellas.
Everybody's got a water buffalo.
On the road to 200 subs.
Yeah, where are we at now? We
Let's
started
find
the
out.
podcast at 113.
117.
119.
We're at 119 now.
Nice.
That's about 3 subs an hour.
We're going to go up, Andrew, and we're going to get to 500 before you think.
I hope.
It's possible.
Doubt it, but I hope.
How do you doubt something and hope for it at the same time?
Comment question of the day. If we can get memberships, would y'all be interested?
I know one person would for sure.
We have some potential ideas for content.
If we could get memberships, would I be interested?
And doing it or buying one? Because you would have to buy one. You automatically get one through the tinfoil.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you could do your own.
You'd pay to watch yourself.
Talk about narcissism.
I subscribe to this. This is really great.
This guy stinks.
Anyway, any closing remarks, guys?
Christ is Lord. Say Christ is Lord.
Say Christ is Lord.
Say Christ is Lord.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back next week with another episode. Go check
Like,
us out.
comment,
on everything.
subscribe. Love y'all.
Peace.
See ya.
That's gay.